Massive ships demand precision. Miss it by inches and chaos takes over. This is real. Welcome to UnrealX Moments. A large passenger vessel crashes into the pier, forcing workers to run clear just before part of the dock sinks into the water. No injuries have been reported. What looks like a smooth approach quickly falls apart as the two sailboats drift too close and collide on open water. During a busy weekend on the water, reckless maneuvering quickly puts nearby boats at risk.
Yeah?
Carried by floodwaters, two barges are pushed off course and slam into the edge of a drainage structure. A passenger boat loses control during a sharp turn and strikes the riverbank in Thailand, with no injuries reported. Out of control, the yacht drifts forward until its bow makes contact with a cargo ship. At first, the sand barge is seen being pushed calmly along the water. Moments later, the situation changes completely. Not every moment on the water ends in disaster. For them, it's just a quiet moment on the water. The gap is too narrow, and the bridge is exactly where the ship cannot afford to be.
Yes.
With empty containers on board, the ship sat higher in the water, and the third tier above deck pushed clearance past its limit. Two passenger boats converge beneath the bridge, and in the confined space, even a small misalignment turns into a collision. A sudden explosion tore through the dock, damaging several boats in seconds. Emergency crews responded quickly, and no serious injuries were reported. luxury yacht erupts in smoke near Istanbul's Prince's Islands, turning a calm cruise into a rapid escape. In a narrow stretch of water like this, traffic builds faster than control, and once vessels start converging, order breaks down almost instantly. The boat commits, and the water answers with full force. The current is powerful, and somehow the boat still makes it through, rough but controlled. After all that tension, this feels like the calm side of the same water. Ever wondered what it feels like behind the controls of a jet ski like this? A mistake during the ramp lowering sends the vehicle flipping over in front of onlookers nearby. Thankfully, no one is injured, but the vehicle isn't as lucky.
What?
That's the USS Midway, now a museum ship. An active duty vessel would never allow anything to get that close in the first place.
I just got that on video. That's crazy.
On July 17, 2025, the motor vessel Dharma Kartika collided with a coal barge towed by the tug crest Omega on the Talang Barito Kuala River in Indonesia. The incident is under investigation. It's surprising how quickly the floating ferry capsizes, but fortunately, everyone makes it out safely. What should have been a routine transfer turned serious when a cement hopper slips from its pontoon and disappears beneath the surface near the dockworks. A passenger boat and a cargo ship collide, and while everyone walks away unharmed, the bow tells a different story.
3, 2, 1, fogo!
The military vessel appears to be intentionally sunk as part of a controlled exercise, a common practice used to test weapons and tactics under real conditions.
Cái xịn chỗ không ta, chúng ta chung mà hồi đó, cha số nó là chúng ta chung mà hồi đó.
This moment reflects how quickly traffic situations can escalate when vessels operate with limited room to maneuver. Following a collision between two cargo ships on the Long Tao River, fuel oil spilled into surrounding waters, spreading across nearby mangrove areas. Emergency response teams were quickly mobilized to contain the spill and protect the ecosystem, while cleanup efforts remain ongoing. After all that intensity, moments like this slow everything back down. Enjoy the moment. Would you join them? Alignment slips and the ship collides with the lift structure. No injuries were reported.
Yeah.
The vessel misjudges clearance while passing under the bridge and strikes the underside. In open waters, two fishing boats cross paths at close range, misjudge their movement, and collide, turning a routine operation into a chaotic moment at sea. In a matter of seconds, control is lost and the tug crashes into the oil tanker, puncturing a ballast tank. A pre-launch incident caused the vessel to tilt sharply to one side, but fortunately, no injuries were reported. Near the coastline, a miscalculation sends the boat straight into the rocky embankment. Footage shows an Antillean line vessel that appears to strike a barrier beneath the Brickell Avenue Bridge. The timber carrier is seen listing near the shoreline as its cargo of logs spills into the water.
Концы лопаться будут, смотрите!
Oh, what's going on the stacks?
Nearly 70 containers fell from a cargo ship while it was berthed at the port of Long Beach, leading to a temporary suspension of terminal operations as crews worked to secure the scene. It ended before it began. The boat strikes the dock with force. How the passengers stay so calm is the real surprise. The impact may have been too sudden for her to react in time. Hopefully she's okay. CCTV footage shows a truck losing control and plunging into the sea in Didim, Turkey. The driver was not injured.
Woo!
The damage tells its own story, leaving you wondering how the ship is still afloat. In tight waters, a cargo ship drifts too close and strikes a coal barge. In In the Philippines, the passenger ship Immaculate Stars collides with the docked general cargo vessel Dona Caroline Joy, leaving both ships with visible damage. The clearance disappears as the cargo ship passes under the bridge, and the deck crane strikes the structure. A near miss unfolds as the excavator and the boat clear each other just in time. It doesn't look violent, but between ships this large, even light contact leaves its mark. While mooring at the pier in Parakia on the island of Paros, the high-speed ferry Champion Jet 3 makes heavy contact, resulting in significant damage. It barely looks like a hit, but at this size, even slow contact leaves a lasting mark. In the Bay of Biscay, the car carrier Modern Express begins to list heavily during transit, with heavy equipment and vehicles on board. The tugboat comes in too close on the Magdalena River and hits the bridge. Moments later, it starts going down. In waters this tight, the margin for error disappears. The ship turned once and had nowhere left to go. Moving at speed near the shoreline, the sailboat struck the rocks without warning. The impact looked violent, but the vessel managed to pull away without serious damage. Speed wasn't the danger here. Weight was. The ship eased into the barge, and the pressure did the rest.
It's like he's going to crush that other boat. Is he crushing the other boat? Yep. It looks like he is.
The tugboat took the hit and pushed hard, forcing the cargo ship wide of the pier. A quiet move that likely saved far more than people realize. A loss of control during a homemade boat race caused the engine to detach, ejecting the rider into the water. No injuries were reported.
Quá ghê à. Thấy ghê, trời, cái máy nó rớt cả luôn nội ơi. Quá nguy hiểm.
Focused on keeping his balance, he never saw the boat coming. The collision happened fast, but he managed to avoid serious injury. Who says boats only belong on water? During the docking attempt, Yuho Maru made light contact with the pier. In tight conditions like this, even a small touch shows how little margin there is for error. As the cruise ship maneuvered near the marina, the force of its engines sent powerful waves through the harbor. The surge damaged docks and nearby boats, without the ship ever making contact. Even though this footage was taken after the impact, the dent in the bow says enough about how severe the collision really was. What looks manageable quickly proves otherwise near the breaking waves. Maybe next time, facing forward is the better choice for photos. The boat's wake builds fast, and the jet ski has no time to avoid a rear impact.
Well, there goes that.
It almost looks coordinated, like teamwork somehow made it through. Even a high-end yacht struggles when rough water refuses to cooperate. Footage circulating in July 2025 shows the Liberia-flagged Kamsarmax Bulker MV Antonia S colliding with a harbor tug assisting a bunker barge, with contact visible near the Bulker's bow area, while no official reports have yet been released regarding the incident. Removal operations for the vessel Guang Rong are underway, and it is now being slowly towed toward the port of Livorno, bringing closer the end of an incident that began after the ship struck a pier in Marina di Massa and became grounded, with the Coast Guard monitoring the operation. This incident unfolds as the cargo ship tilts heavily, unable to maintain stability as containers drop into the water. As waves crash against the hull, the view from the cabin turns unsettling, with the ship rocking as if it might not recover. If you're still watching, just take a moment and enjoy this one. A final calm look at this luxury yacht before chaos returns. Even inside the ship, the motion becomes impossible to ignore as the pool shakes violently. Out here, the ocean decides. This footage shows the controlled sinking of the bulker Stellar Banner, carried out after the vessel was deemed beyond repair following severe grounding damage. If you think you're having a bad day, it's probably not this bad. During the lift, the crane suddenly breaks in two, sending the load crashing down, with no injuries reported.
Bis.
A misjudged turn sends the barge into a small riverside structure with no injuries reported. A powerful sight as the aircraft carrier enters the water. Hold on. The control handle seems to be missing. Fortunately, he wasn't hurt. Everyone has an off day at the helm. Launching it like this seems a bit overkill for an off-road vehicle, doesn't it? Nothing fails mechanically here. Control simply slips, and the boat peels straight into the dock before anyone can react. Even though it breaks free, you can't help but worry about what that did to the engine. In the Balearic Islands, violent winds tear through Formentera, turning the harbor into chaos as boats are dragged, spun, and piled together by the storm. During a routine port operation, a hydraulic failure sends heavy equipment straight into the sea. Everyone walks away safe, but it's a sharp reminder of how quickly things can turn offshore. Even in a storm shelter, things can go wrong, as failed mooring lines send this anchored tour boat drifting before it finally sinks. Moments like this are why people keep coming back to the water. Enjoy it while it lasts, because the chaos is about to return.
Không đi
Caught in the gate, the boat holds on briefly, but against this kind of flow, control only lasts so long before the water takes over. A fishing boat pushes through rough seas, continuing its work despite heavy waves and unstable conditions. This is what fishing looks like offshore, moving the catch even when the sea won't cooperate. An offshore supply vessel rides out a powerful typhoon, with the ocean fully unleashed and the ship swinging violently, while the crew continues doing what the job demands. Massive North Atlantic waves slam into the ship, a routine reality for vessels that keep moving despite the sea's full force. Not every ship relies on propellers. This one moves the old way, with a massive paddle wheel doing all the work. The launch doesn't go as planned, leaving the vessel tilted and stuck on the ramp instead of entering the water. It makes you wonder why rely on wooden blocks here instead of using inflatable launch airbags. Scenes like this aren't unusual on Bangladesh's rivers, and if you had to board a ferry this way, would you give it a try? Melting ice offers a clear reminder that global warming is accelerating, with polar regions changing faster than ever. This is the final stage of a ship's life, dismantled piece by piece to be reused again.
Hey, hey!
Watching this, you can almost feel the water pulling you forward. In this area, aircraft fly just feet above the water to reload, leaving no room for unexpected traffic. Trapped in fast-moving floodwaters, the speedboat fights waves from every direction. One mistake here would leave no second chance. After the storm passes, what's left behind tells the real story. Out here, the cold gets into everything. Hands go numb, visibility fades, and every wave feels heavier than the last, but the work doesn't stop. You can almost picture the owners standing here later, seeing what's left. Just a calm moment before we move on. You're still watching, right? This footage documents the capsizing of the passenger liner Ocean King 2, which overturned near the shoreline of Burgee, beneath San Ricardo, southern Leyte, in July 2009. At the time, the vessel was carrying an estimated 121 passengers, 13 rolling cargo units, and 25 crew members. A rescue operation takes place at the eastern entrance to Dingle Harbor, County Kerry, where 14 people are winched from a vessel with helicopter support. You can feel how small everything gets out here.
Wow, that was nice, man. That was nice, man. Oh, man. Huh?
During a routine port operation, a container crane loses stability while loading a ship, showing how quickly things can escalate in heavy industrial work. Overloaded and taking on water, the barge begins to sink while cranes move cargo away in an urgent attempt to stabilize the situation. To most people, this looks terrifying. For them, it's another day trying to get through the waves and make it back home. In seas like this, inspections don't get postponed. It takes experience, trust, and real skill to get this done safely. Is it just me, or does it look like it's about to take off? A major ship fire erupts at the port and quickly grows out of control. Fire crews work non-stop, but the blaze proves difficult to contain. While escorting the barge, the boat strikes a submerged log hidden below the surface. Water floods into the hull and it begins to sink. An excavator moves in, doing everything it can to keep the boat afloat until professional rescue crews arrive. An icebreaker cuts through the frozen river at full speed, while people continue crossing the ice just yards away. It looks like today's outing is coming to an early end.
Tracy, thank you.
A crewless vessel is seen drifting through the Mukilteo terminal in the early hours with no injuries reported. A cruise ship breaks free from its dock in Juneau, Alaska, after strong winds from a severe storm sweep through the area.
Wat ging hier zo gelijk? Heb je? Ja. Ja. Vast hoor, hé.
Powerful swells lift and drop both vessels, leaving the tug and barge slamming into each other.
1, 2, 3. Ja, oké. Dan hebben ze alle drie. Ja.
On May 26, 2013, the boat known as the Lulu sinks about 17 miles south of Perdido Pass near Orange Beach, Alabama. Pushed beyond their limits, some cargo vessels operate under constant stress, and when that balance is lost, structural failure can happen without warning.
Baş taraf kontrollü.
During cargo operations, a bundle of pulp falls after a lifting cable snaps. Fortunately, no one was nearby and no injuries were reported, highlighting how critical safety is during maritime operations. The boat is wedged against the bridge pier as those on board try shifting their weight to free it, though the approach doesn't appear very effective. Out in open water, towering waves toss the vessel relentlessly, showing how small it looks against the power of the ocean.
Cordero. Ay. Está fuerte. Pero si le sigue bien.
Ya, tenemos que llamar al otro pibe, igual a Ricky, que venga. Mirá, loco. No, mirá. No, ahora no saca ni en pedo.
The cargo ship Princess Jessica sank overnight at the port of Dakar after a collision, with no injuries reported.
On a perdu le navire maintenant. Ah ouais, c'est fini. Ah?
The yacht drives straight through the waves, barely breaking its rhythm. A tsunami surge rushes into Crescent City Harbor, pushing boats hard against the docks and leaving visible damage behind. At speed, what's hidden beneath the surface becomes a serious threat.
Not good. Boat's gone.
It seems like today's picnic will have to end early. It looks calm enough until the next wave says otherwise. Out here, balance depends on respect for the water. Near large ships, the water moves in ways you can't fight. A fire breaks out on an oil tanker near the Strait of Hormuz, sending thick smoke and flames into the air. No injuries have been reported.
Wait! Garage!
It feels like the ship's bow is made of paper, torn open by a single pull. Severe weather strikes the port of Tangier, knocking containers off a cargo vessel and into the water. The lift looks controlled at first, then the tension exceeds the limit and the line suddenly gives way. The size difference says it all. Inside the harbor, a cargo ship makes contact with a small vessel, and everything escalates instantly. This is river transport at its rawest. A truck crosses the water on nothing but a cluster of boats and trust. What starts as a simple turn inside the harbor quickly turns into multiple impacts. This is one of those moments where everyone watching holds their breath. Salvage teams report that only a negligible amount of oil is still leaking from the damaged Marine Honor bunker vessel. With the situation now under control, cleanup operations continue under close supervision.
Okay.
A coal barge collided with a riverside cafe after a mooring rope failed during severe weather conditions. No injuries were reported. Different ship, same problem. Failed mooring sent this cargo vessel into multiple boats at the pier. At first glance, it looks like a clean docking, but if you watch closely, you can feel the moment when steel meets concrete. Hopefully it clears without scraping the bow. An astonishing sight as the whale bursts out of the water, appearing to brush the side of the boat as it comes back down.
I got that on video! Holy
Not exactly how it was designed to move. When lift disappeared, gravity took over. The bow went straight into the water. A 51-foot Sea Ray Sundancer ran hard onto the breakwater at Oakland's Outer Harbor. What once was $1 million yacht ended up stranded where water was supposed to be its only limit. Pulled by the current, the massive cargo barge was drawn into the channel and drifted straight into homes along the riverbank. On water, once control is lost, the outcome becomes unpredictable. At first glance, there appears to be plenty of space, but at this scale, even small movements can lead to contact. The container ship KMTC Surabaya collided with the bulk carrier Glengyle, causing severe damage to both vessels. Glengyle suffered a hull breach and partial sinking, while KMTC Surabaya sustained bow damage and water ingress. The cargo ship Enmei struck one of the bridge's support pillars. The massive dent shows the force of the impact. The Turkish-flagged tanker T Caroline C rescued 2 sailors from a disabled sailboat during heavy weather in the Mediterranean.
Adamın biri gemide. Adam bir gemide. Adamın birisi gemide.
A sailboat crossed too close to an active tug operation, interfering with the tow in progress. With lines stretched far behind the tug, even a small mistake here could have turned dangerous fast. At speed, the high-speed vessel lifts clear of the water, skimming the surface as if it's flying. Near the junction by Wat Phanang Cheong in Thailand, a large boat was pulled into a powerful whirlpool. After losing control, it was gradually towed clear by several smaller boats working together. If today's footage impressed you, please like, share, and subscribe for more epic maritime content.